Good morning, everyone. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first thing on the agenda is any public comments or questions concerning today's agenda. Being none, move on to number one, motion to approve the January 2nd, 2025 agenda.
Motion.
July 2nd, sorry.
Second.
Motion.
Got a motion, got a second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the June 18th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the June 25th, 2025 conference minutes.
Motion.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the payment in the general fund county bills in the amount of $319,901.77.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve payment from liquid fuels in the amount of $1,500.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve payment from the Pike County Employees Health Insurance Fund in the amount of $85,365.70.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. So we're going to jump ahead in the agenda and come back to the other exciting items in the agenda to under miscellaneous, and we're going to do, we have CASA in the room. You have a video to show us when kids do court, and you can be ready to show the video. You want to show the video first, and then you'll speak after it.
Sure, I can
Whatever you
give
want
a
to do,
brief
Dawn.
introduction.
Okay, whatever. The floor is yours.
So those of you who know CASA know that we operate with volunteers and collaboration with all the other service providers to support the children. It had come to my attention, and we all know how much anxiety there are for children who are going to court. I had numerous school officials and actually a SAM executive had come to me and said this was really a concern. So we started in September of 24 with the project. It ended up being put on hold. We restarted again this January, and we were able to get Harper and Luke as our volunteers, our youngest CASA volunteers, to work with us to produce a video that everyone can share to hopefully show the children before court, reduce some anxiety, let them see some familiar faces. The project originally came to me, someone showed me a YouTube video, which was very, very simplistic. It was one little girl walked through the courthouse and they followed her and videoed it. And of course we have to elaborate on that because that was just way too easy. So Harper and Luke were very excited to join the program. They met for the first time in my office before we filmed, and they just clicked right away. We only filmed one afternoon. There was no rehearsals. They were just thrown right in. And I found it one of the most stressful days of my life. My OCD was pushed to limits you can't imagine. I didn't realize that you don't film in logical order. You just randomly pick pieces, and they were amazing. A little bit nervous. They're probably more nervous today than they were on the day of filming. But we worked with Wall and Claw Visual Club, and they were able to produce this for us. So anyone, I will share it with everyone. I have it on zip drives. I can also email it to you, and hopefully we can just show it to as many kids as we can and show them that court may be scary, but everyone there cares about them. So there you go. Perfect.
Center button, Shannon.
Volume up.
Can you see?
I can't hear.
Good.
Courthouses for lots of different reasons. A lot of important things happen in the courthouse. The adults in the courthouse care about kids and kids are in the court. First, let's start by checking remote security. If it beeps, that is okay. We will just take the metal out of our pockets. This is the sheriff. His job is to make sure that everyone is safe in the courthouse.
Welcome to the courthouse.
Everyone who goes into the courthouse has to go through the metal detector. It is safe and you won't feel a thing. If it beeps, it's okay. I would just use a wand to make sure that the metal is under your clothing. When we go to the courthouse, we always leave our electronics in the car. This helps us focus and helps keep things that are supposed to be private stay private. We might bring a stuffed animal or fidget with us. Once we're inside, we use our inside voices. Now we're on the second floor. Sometimes we are in a waiting room with lots of people and who's in it. If that happens, we have to find a spot to wait quietly until we are called in for our tour of the judge. Now we're going to go down the hallway to meet up with the great court. This is courtroom number 2. Sometimes when we come to court, it feels like there are a lot of important people inside. But that's okay. Everyone in the courtroom has an important job and cares about me. The judge is the person who runs the hearings. The judge wears a black robe and sits with the hearing. The judge listens to everyone so that she can make the best decisions to keep us safe and happy. Sometimes we have to come back to court many times to tell them about how we are doing.
So my main responsibility is to ensure that the children who come into my courtroom are safe and well cared for. And one of my favorite parts of the job is that I get to speak with the children and I get to find out what concerns they have. So what I try to do is I meet with the children without the parents in court, without a lot of the unnecessary people there. And their guardian ad litem will be present with them. In many cases, if they want their CASA to be with them. I come down off the bench and I sit and try to have a conversation with them. In some instances, they are under oath, which means they have to feel or they're not. I always want them to be honest with the court because I can't help them if I don't know what's going on in their lives. I meet with some beautiful children, I hear some wonderful stories, I also hear some tragic stories. And my goal is to do what's best for the children.
There are 2 tables in the courtroom. One is for lawyers, one is for clients. My mom or dad will usually sit at one table with their lawyer, but children and youth people will be at the other with their lawyer. My caseworker will also be in the courtroom. It is a lawyer's job to make sure the judge has all the important information to make a decision. The lawyers take turns. It is a lawyer's job to make sure that everyone's rights are respected, and the judge has all the important information.
In certain circumstances, a child may have some special needs, which require special circumstances for my conversation with them. In which case, I can take them into an even smaller room where there's low lighting. They may be able to bring a toy that comforts them, and they may have some other things available to make them almost secure when they're sleeping in the court. Because I realize it can be a very intimate situation for any child to come into a courtroom like this with big lights, lots of people present, people with badges and guns. And I want them to know that everyone in that courtroom is always here to keep them safe. They're on their side. Sometimes these proceedings can take a long time, and they can get a little bit on the boring side for the children who are at the foot of the second case. Every child is going to have a guardian ad litem. They should speak to their guardian ad litem in advance, because sometimes once I speak with them, they can be excused. Or if we're not going to speak to them until a little later in the case, they can go down to our playroom and do some things to entertain themselves while they're waiting to be spoken with. They do not need to sit in the court during the entire proceeding, although they're free to if they want.
This is the deputy sheriff. His job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules of the courthouse and is safe. This is Miss Shelley. She is my CASA. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate. So the judge gave her the job of getting to know me and my family. She visits me sometimes at home and at school. She also comes to court with me. Tells the judge what she thinks is best for me. She cares about me and wants me to be happy and safe. This is my caseworker who shares your name. Who takes care of home and wants to make sure I'm safe. It is her good job to make sure that we tell the judge she thinks are safe or unsafe. We should always be honest and tell her everything. She cares about us. This is Attorney. He's a lawyer and my guardian ad litem. His job is to tell a judge what he thinks is in my best interest. He will probably want to talk to me privately while meeting with my judge. It's important I tell him where I feel safe and how I'm doing. It is important that I be honest with him and tell him what's going on in my life. He cares about me. Thank you for visiting the Pike County Courthouse with us. If you have any questions, please contact the trustee.
They came down Memorial Day weekend and took the outside shots because it wasn't sunny enough the day we taped. So it was a lot of people together to make it happen.
Well done. I'm sure it's going to be a great tool for you. And that's how you're going to use this? Maybe you just explain what this video is now going to be.
I have copies of the video that I can share. Conversation years beforehand, so that's pretty cool.
Terrific.
Good work.
Yeah. Glad everybody came here to see them. I'm sure you're really impressed that everybody come down to see this, everybody from children and youth. Because as we've said at many of our meetings, the job that all of you do is not an easy job. And we really want to commend the two children for I did. You're the one who's leading this, not the county commissioners, and we appreciate what you do, Dawn, and your staff over at CASA, and what Judge Gahn has led through the community to have this.
So you want to come up, guys? I have local community champion medals for you both.
We can have some pictures together in that if you'd like.
What did you
Aren't they perfect?
I think so.
Congratulations.
Good job. Great. Can you, whatever.
Someone's here, right?
Just send me your pictures.
Smile.
Oh, these guys.
Say don't look because I just made
Don't
that. Just
look.
had to wait for everybody else to get on.
Thank you. How sweet.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you.
Good job.
You're free to go.
Stay here.
No, real quick, I want to get a picture of you. So we can sign. Yeah. And then we can walk by. Smile.
Let me get out of the way.
Don't make it out of the I'm sorry.
So far, so good.
No, and then we'll put that in.
I gotta back up.
Big deal.
Shelby, when are you getting there too? Yeah, you were in it. Yeah.
Yes, I definitely want to. Great idea.
Sister, can you send me that picture? Yeah. I'm gonna take this one with Shelly's first. Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
Wait. Where's Dawn? Get in. Come
Come
on.
on.
Where's Dawn? There you go. Okay, hold on. Phone is much nicer than mine, Shelly.
Yes. You need to send them to me too.
I
send them all.
You're neat.
Share what we
Yeah.
have.
Thank you. Those pictures are much nicer than mine.
Excellent.
Happy he's got it that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to see you, Shelley. Absolutely. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
I know you will. And then there was 4. Okay, now we'll move on to personnel. Motion to acknowledge the receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising that he has hired with prison board approval Mark Revizzi as a full-time maintenance staff member at the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week retroactive to June 30th, 2025, with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Motion to acknowledge the receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising that he has hired with prison board approval Victoria Sanok as a full-time administrative clerk at the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week retroactive to June 30th, 2025, with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Motion and second. All in favor? Motion to acknowledge the receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising that he is promoted with prison board approval Justin Dietrich to sergeant at the correctional facility effective June 27, 2025, pending successful drug screening results.
Motion.
Second, well, just an amendment, it's July.
July. Did I say that again?
You said June, no worries.
All right.
No.
Need new glasses. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising that he has hired with prison board approval Sharon Barch as a temporary part-time accounts clerk at the correctional facility for less than 1,000 hours per week, effective July 7, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising that he has approved the continuation of employment of Kathleen Cronin on a part-time basis from July 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025 as temporary part-time accounts clerk at a correctional facility for less than 1,000 hours per year, effective July 7, 2025, with prison board approval.
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from District Attorney Raymond Tonkin advising that he has eliminated the position of Office Administrator in the District Attorney's Office retroactive to June 30th, 2025.
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from District Attorney Ray Tonkin advising that he has created the position of Director of Central Booking in the District Attorney's Office retroactive to June 30th, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from District Attorney Raymond Tonkin advising that he has appointed Frank Zeck to fill the newly created position of Director of Central Booking in the District Attorney's Office retroactive to June 30th, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to hire Giovanni Green as clerk in the Recorder of Deeds Register of Wills Office for a 37.5-hour work week effective July 7, 2025, pending successful drug screening results with benefits after 90 days. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to hire Nicholas Azzolini as a benefits clerk in the Human Resources Department for a 37.5-hour work week effective July 3rd, 2025, with benefits after 90 days. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to hire Denise Talbert as a caseworker 1 in Children Youth Services for a 40-hour work week effective July 21st, 2025, with benefits after 90 days. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion to recess the Commissioners' meeting to hold a salary board meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Salary board. Motion to convene the salary board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to approve the June 18th and June 25th, 2025 salary board minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the hourly rate of Mark Ravizzi at $21 per hour as a full-time maintenance staff member at the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week, retroactive to June 30th, 2025, with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to set the hourly rate of Victoria Sanek at $16 per hour as a full-time administrative clerk at the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week, retroactive to June 30th, 2025, with benefits after 90 days.
Motion. Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to increase the annual salary of Justice Dietrich to $86,928 due to his promotion to sergeant at the correctional facility effective July 27, 2025, pending successful drug screening results.
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the hourly rate of Sharon Barch at $25 per hour as a temporary part-time accounts clerk at the correctional facility for less than 1,000 hours per year, effective July 7, 2025.
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to set the hourly rate of Kathleen Cronin at $40 per hour on a part-time basis from July 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025 as a temporary part-time accounts clerk at the correctional facility for less than 1,000 hours per year, effective July 7, 2025.
Motion.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to increase the annual salary of Frank Zeck to $54,000 due to his appointment to Director of Central Booking in the District Attorney's Office, retroactive to June 30th, 2025.
Motion.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to set the hourly rate of Giovanni Green at $12.75 per hour as clerk in the Recorder of Deeds Register of Wills Office for a 37.5-hour work week effective July 7th, 2025, pending successful drug screening results with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to set the hourly rate of Nicholas Azzolini at $12.75 per hour as benefits clerk in the Human Resources Department for a 37.5-hour work week effective July 3rd, 2025, with benefits after 90 days. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to set the annual salary of Denise Talbert at $49,920 as caseworker 1 in Children and Youth Services for a 40-hour work week effective July 21st, 2025, with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to increase the hourly rate of Correctional Officer Brent Shorter to $34.89 per hour, retroactive to June 23rd, 2025, due to the terms of the agreement between Pike County and the Pike County Correctional Officers, AFSCME, AFL-CIO, District Council 87, Article 9, Job Classification and Compensation for 4 to 8 years of correctional experience.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to adjourn the salary board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reconvene the Commissioners meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reject proposals received for the coordinating and providing effective service delivery to eligible older adults and disabled persons in Pike County on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to re-advertise the proposals for coordinating and providing effective service delivery to eligible older adults and disabled persons in Pike County on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to advertise bids for the 2025-2026 annual beverage bid on behalf of the correctional facility.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. The new business, motion to execute the Zelenovsky and Axelrod LLC proposal for auditing of retired Delaware Township tax collector Mary Lou Corbett in preparation for appointment of a replacement. The audit costs will be shared equally by Pike County, Delaware Township, and Delaware Valley School District.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the Pocono County's Workforce Development Board Program Cost Reimbursement Agreement for program year 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the Johnson College Memorandum of Understanding on behalf of the correctional facility as recommended by the prison board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program Payment Voucher in the amount of $3,385.99 payable to Hailstone Economic on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to appoint Brian Altamare to the Pike County Economic Development Board for a 3-year term ending December 31st, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Under miscellaneous, as usual, we have the Penn State Extension calendar of events, and we are prepared when kids do court. And would you like to speak to me about this, Jill, on the license plate event, July 12th, 2025?
Yeah.
that State Rep Balsamo is putting on?
I'll just leave flyers up there, but yes, we are doing a, replace your hard-to-read license plate. We have a couple of batches in Pennsylvania, plates that are going bad quickly. So we're trying to replace them. It's gonna be at the Pike County Training Facility on July 12th from 9 to 11 a.m. Do you need to pre-register to come? Or you can just come that day, but it's a lot easier because there's a whole lot of paperwork to fill out for these. But you will not get a new plate that day. We'll fill out the paperwork, mail it in. When you get your new plate, you can bring us your old plate and we can mail it and send out for you. So I'll leave flyers up here for you.
Great.
Thank you.
And just one other thing I just want to add to the minutes is that this week we lost a colleague in Wayne County, former Commissioner Wendell Kay, who was a good friend to Pike County and a well-deserving individual who served Wayne County for many years, both as commissioner and many other capacities, but most recently as their solicitor for their commissioners. So, it's a tremendous loss for the community, and all of us in the county send our deepest sympathies to everybody in Wayne County and to and to his family. Questions of that from the press?
How do you spell that last name? Wendell K?
K-A-Y-E.
And Wendell
No,
is
just K.
No E, I'm sorry, no E, I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, 2 L's.
K-A-Y.
Yep.
Wendell.
Wendell is his first name, yeah.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yeah, he was the commissioner up until probably 6 years ago, and then became the county solicitor. And died suddenly the other night. Okay. Anything else from press or public comment? Seeing none, motion to adjourn.